Got one life, one breath, nigga. Yeah. Cherish. Huh? One nation. Under God, nigga. Shit. Yeah. Real story. I can't make this up, nigga. True story, nigga. Yeah. Trials and tribulations. Got one life, one breath, nigga. Yeah. Cherish. One nation. Under God, nigga. Shit. Yeah. Real story. I can't make this up, nigga. True story, nigga. I try to stay focused and make it through my ups and downs. My life's in danger. That's the reason I can't turn around. My auntie passed, not everything just moving slow-mo. Mama said I smoke was on the day. Fuck what I smoke though. My pressure keep building up. Nothing but God to heal me up. And I'm still hungry. I die eager. Food don't fill me up. Unleash the pain in the boot so you can hear the truth. These niggas ain't real. That's on GG. I ain't gotta lie to you. But life's a struggle, so I tussle and use some muscle. Stick to the grind all the time. When nigga hustle, I'm so GM. That's all I know. That's how it goes. No time for stunting and fronting, so I let the record show. Rap nigga be playing them games that I ain't playing, man. The more that these niggas change, the more I stay the same. I pat myself on the back, cause I can't fuck with that. Like I was born real. Okay. Hold up. What a minute. Oh, go ahead. You got it.
What it do? Oh, it's your boy Ace Boogie. Ace Corner Talk here. Just want to give y'all a little bit of love today. Content. Want to say got my brother Logic on the stream. So me and Logic gonna go in for a build today. Want to say peace to the wife Queen C. Peace to all of the Ace Corner Talk family. Peace to everybody that subscribed to this channel. All the love that y'all show Ace. And appreciate Logic. All the love y'all show Logic. If you have not subscribed to Logic, subscribe to Food, Clothing, and Shelter Logic. And today we're going to go in just, have a little bit of talk. Let's talk today.
Oh, man. Man, it's good to have you back, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know it's been a while since we actually did something. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know what I'm saying? I went to Korea. You went on your vacation. Hey, it feels good to be back in this seat doing something. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, for the haters, yeah, read and whip it, though. You see it. 1080p. Oh, man. I'm glad, though, because my Georgia Bulldogs finna be the Auburn Tigers this weekend, and they're going to be in the playoffs. My Falcons is soaring high. You know what I'm saying? Everything is going good. My retirement package submitted. I'm ready to become a civilian. I'm ready to grow my beard. I'm ready to lay my hair down. Hey, I'm excited. It's some good times coming up, man.
No doubt. I want to say to all my saved people who love Jesus and who rock out with the Lord, what's up to all of y'all who subscribe to Ace Corner Talk? Keep doing what you're doing. if times is hard, just hold on tight. Don't let your grip go. And I just wanted to say, you know, this is our season. This is our time. Right now, the window is open. You know, things are just looking hopeful for us, man. So we got to just move forward and continue to do what we do.
Exactly. I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? You can't do never respect that. You got to move forward. You got to look for progression, and you got to always just to progress. You know what I'm saying? If I look back, you know what I'm saying? You look back at Ace, you know what I'm saying? You look back, everything is going moving forward. I don't know why the chat dead in here tonight, man.
Yeah, we'll get there though. Well,
Oh,
it take a few minutes because they don't notify. They don't notify right away. For some reason, that notification thing is off.
mm. Man, they shot at me right away. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now let me see, can I text from my phone?
I heard a little bit of notification, but yeah, sometimes that notification thing don't pop right on. Um, even
Damn.
Queen C was like, yeah, I see that, but even Queen C was like, notifications don't you know. But we give them a few minutes for the family to gather in. Just give them a few minutes. They'll be in.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, trying out something new, doing new things. You know what I'm saying? I always keep it popping, keep it positive, and by doing it that way, you know what I'm saying, you always just succeed.
Hey, let give just in case people might not know who you are, you know, might not know your channel. Give a brief description about yourself and about your channel real quick since we got you on here.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, if you don't know, I'm Logic. I don't call myself a YouTuber. I just call myself a person who actually just um, get on YouTube and just talk about stuff that I see and talk about my true self. You know what I'm saying? Talk about my mistakes that I made and think about how to move forward in a positive direction at all times. So um, that's just how I go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can build with anybody, you can move with anybody, but at some point in time, you know what I'm saying, we just got to get rid of stupidity. We got to start looking to build true unity. So, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. So ain't that special. Ain't that special. So, you know what I'm saying? I look to build with Ace all the time because, you know what I'm saying, he's just somebody that stay positive. You know what I'm saying? That always thinking about progressing. And by progression, to me, you know what I'm saying, it's a win-win. Just by progressing.
No doubt, no doubt. So for those who probably are newly subscribed to Ace Corner Talk, I'm Ace. My channel is Ace Corner Talk. For the most part, you know, I try to keep positive, try to keep, you know, I try to keep things in to perspective. I try to give a reality check to myself, to the channel, and to the things that I talk about. I put it on the forefront. You know, I try to keep it real, innovative. I try to bring some life to situations that could be dead. You know, I want to say peace to everybody in the chat. What's up, Kane? What's up, Master Dinsky? Ain't seen you in a minute. So peace to all those who are in the chat. But yeah, so I kind of bring that perspective and bring things to life that are presumed to be dead. You know, if it ain't got no life, you got to pump life into it. And you know, I appreciate the love that everybody have shown my channel. I have went through a series of changes. You've seen Ace Corner Talk channel change. You've seen me elevate. You've seen me come down. You've seen me, you know, stand my ground. You've seen so many different parts to me as an individual. But one thing I have stood and will continue to stand on is being personable or a type of person where you can relate to. You know, I shouldn't be on YouTube if you can't relate to what I'm saying. And not all the times do I have the answers. Not all the times am I trying to give you something for yourself. Sometimes I get on here and it might be for me. Some things I might be rambling. It might be just to get my own release for the day, or it might be just me trying to get my own thoughts together and might need some assistance from somebody out there in YouTube land. So, you know, I try not to force religion down nobody's throat, but I am saved. I do love God, and that's my background, and that's what I stand on. and will never change for anyone, nobody, no YouTube, no nothing. That's what I live for. That's my background. I'm about my kids. I'm about my wife, and I'm about my family. And I build with the brother Logic. You know, he got a strong background, and pretty much like how when I was growing up, I was a militant and had a military background through my mother, and traveled and did all kind of things via my mother being in the military. So I salute my own mother for being in the military. But my brother Logic, I tell you, he's a strong brother, and the things that he brings, he brings it from a logical standpoint. So I appreciate that. And we have been building now for over what 6, 7 months now.
Yeah,
Should
yeah,
be
well,
that
yeah.
should be about that long. Since what?
Probably
June.
like June, yeah, early, early summer.
Yeah, April. Yeah, about May. Well, about May. May. I think it was May.
Mm.
So with that being said, man, we Oh, let me add you back because for some reason it kicked you out as a mod because you probably got your new phone, so that's probably why. But man, my wife, peace to my wife, Queen C. What's good? What's good, baby?
Uh,
Yeah. So today we just talking, man. We're gonna hit on a whole lot of stuff. We were just talking earlier. Me and him was building on elevation. You know how do we keep ourselves progressing when things around us are not moving in the society, are not moving toward the positive? Like, so many things we deal with on a day-to-day basis. So many things that we as men and men taking care of our families, we might not see the world moving the way we want to. And even in our own situation, things might not be the way we want it. But for the most part, as men, how do we stand and how do we keep ourselves motivated to keep moving when there's so many obstacles and there's so many uh, uh, distractions and things to stop us from progressing? Because we should be progressing. Everybody should be progressing. And I'm only saying men because right now I want to speak to the fellas. But we should be progressing in some areas in our life. You should have something going on that paints the picture of you progressing towards positive, towards greater, towards bettering yourself, and so forth. We so used to seeing our communities bogged down with a lot of negativity, gang stuff. So many households don't have a strong structure. But I can go on and on. But I'm gonna let Logic, you even give a piece about, that elevation, about what we need to be doing and what we should be doing.
mm.
About elevation, how do we elevate? What do you do to elevate your mind, your heart, your spirit, whatever? What are the things you do?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think with me, it varies though. You know what I'm saying? I take, like, say for instance, you know what I'm saying, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's different ways in YouTube you can elevate. So, you know what I'm saying? I go and I look to just try to always, you know what I'm saying? Even though I take it in the same perspective as I do life, you know what I'm saying? You just got to take, just always just try to progress. You know what I'm saying? If you look at yourself, just like you look at yourself in life, if you look at yourself in life and you look at yourself now and you go back 10 years from now, and if you're anywhere near the same as you was before, then ideally, you know what I'm saying, that's an issue. And so with me, myself personally, I look at it, I look at it just like that with everything. You know what I'm saying? I always gotta be um like pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? Um I just can't see myself in a worse predicament than I was previously. So now
Right.
that with myself, it always pushed me forward. It always prepared me. It always motivated me in the impactful ways, so I can reach for stuff. And then be honest with you, the people that surround you. You know what I'm saying? If you got positive people around you, You know what I'm saying? They'll always prepare you for it because they'll always be in that position where they'll be trying to do big and better things also. So, I mean, hey, that's my perspective.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Um, I think once we go through certain seasons and we figure out that the things that we're doing is not see us as men, in order to feel like life is meaningful, I think a lot of challenges that come in our life would help us feel, you know, the gratification out of life and about our life. You understand? Us as men, we need those challenges. We need things to challenge us to move forward and to grow. I mean, some people get it naturally. Some people just have that natural charisma about themselves where they don't need all of that. But I've found out that a lot of times the people you hang around with, the surroundings where you live at, all of that plays a part into stumping your growth and stumping your mindset about wanting to elevate or wanting to be more than just the neighborhood kid or the neighborhood rapper or inspiring, but actually having something meaningful to say, you know what? These are my goals. I'm sticking to the goals that I have in life. This is where I'm at. This is where I want to be, and actually achieving that. I mean, because 9 times out of 10, a lot of people, when they say, I want to achieve this goal, 9 times out of 10, they really don't achieve the goal that they set out to achieve. Now, I'm just saying that from my experiences, but there are some people who have. On the flip side, there are some people who have set out and said, this is where I want to be at this particular time and have achieved that goal. But it takes a lot of dedication, concentration. It takes a lot of centering themselves and staying the course of life. So I think now, me personally, now the transitions I've been through in my last later years, I figured out how to be able to play this game that I call the game of life. How to actually be a participant, but not actually being a participant, but being a effective participant in this game of life. I don't have all the answers and I don't have it all mapped down, but I'm succeeding and I'm surviving. But now I want to do more than just survive. Logic, you feel me?
Yeah.
Chat. I want to do more than survive now. Now I want to show and prove that the God that I serve, that I say open up doors for me to help me along, the family that I support, the kids that I'm raising, all of that has to have fruit coming out of it. And this is the way I see it. My kids, if I'm raising them right, the fruit's going to come out of it. My labor and my laboring for my kids, the fruit will come out of that. I should be seeing that now. It should be coming to pass. I should be able to see my kids planning for college, doing college things, getting good grades. That's the fruits of my labor. I should see myself elevating in my desires for what I want in life. And a lot of people, they don't understand how to craft that, but you have to tap deep down inside and allow yourself to move forward. And irregardless of where you are in life, you should be moving forward and putting all negative behind you and seeking to be positive and for greater things. What's up? What was that? What's good? Nehemiah Israel, what's good? Peace and blessings to all of you. So, as I move along, Logic, I'm learning now that it's not so much what is being said, but it's what's being done. See, a lot of people on YouTube, what they can do is they can say a lot of things, but can you actually show what you have done in your life to increase or enhance where you are? Not to please people. Let's not get it twisted. Not to please people or to put yourself on a pedestal, but actually to say, you know what? These are the blueprints that I have, or these are the things that I've mastered And may it be or may it not. May it help you or may it not. But this is how I did it, and this is where we are. What do you say about that, Logic? Because I'm looking at your life, right? You shared some of the blueprint with me. You have successfully did 20 years in one of the hardest jobs on this earth, which would be one of the hardest jobs, which would be armed forces. You know what I mean? I know at some particular time it was probably real strenuous, real mind-boggling, the whole nine before it probably settled out or before it got to the point where now you smooth sailing. But first, when you probably started off, I would imagine the challenges you had, and trying to come up. I mean, only you could tell that story.
And see, I when I look at it, the biggest thing as far as for me was progressing. I think being having that ability to go to many different places, to experience many different people, many different cultures. It brought me to one light and one understanding is that I just really feel that I'm free now, and I say I'm free because I look and I go to Afghanistan, I go to Korea, I go to all these different locations, and then I find out that these people speak different language. These people got different borders. These people got different religious belief. These people got they just associate with everything different. And see, as I approach these different people, it automatically it's a I discovered what I call an institutional barrier that we got. And you got to realize is that when I first meet you, right, the first thing is that I'm going to identify you with certain traits that we're taught. You see what I'm saying? Like based on how you dress. You know what I'm saying? I'm automatically start identifying certain things about you from where you from. You know what I'm saying? If you tell me that you from Edgewood, Maryland, then I was like, shit, whoa, hold up, wait. So now I start realizing in the military how we're divided, and we're divided, you know what I'm saying, amongst these inconsistencies that's in our life that we're taught. You know what I'm saying? I go to Korea and then I meet these different individuals, and then automatically we have so many differences. But see, we can look past their differences and we can start identifying with, you know what, you're a man, I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with that baseline, because everything else is something that we don't experience. It's something that we was taught. So with me, having that ability to push forward is having that ability to truly understand myself. And once I start understanding myself, it's like I'm going to always push forward. It's like nothing. It's like almost you feel like you're free. Nothing can stop you. You know what I'm saying? Like haters can't do nothing to you. Once you get that mental freeness of identifying everything that's holding you back. And see, I think that with me, I went through that transition. And I thank the military for that, because it gave me that ability to see things in a different light. You know what I'm saying? To go to places where you don't have these lines, these imaginary lines. To go places where, you know what I'm saying, the religious dividing so wide as we have it. It might be more violent, but it's not as wide as we have it. You know what I'm saying? To go in and see it, go to a place where, you know what, you don't have nothing but Arab people. You know what I'm saying? To go places where you have nothing but Korean people. You know what I'm saying? Go places where you have but you know what I'm saying? It's a different concept than what we used to in the United States. And I start seeing that these certain things are actually created to divide us. It's taught to us to divide us. And I start really dealing with my true self. And I think that in a nutshell, through my 20 years, I really think I learned myself. Before I went in, I ain't know myself, but I think I know myself.
I'm gonna say, when I came to Baltimore, first thing I thought about was I I thought that the people from Baltimore talked different. I was, it felt like I was in a foreign land. and actually didn't think I was going to survive here in Baltimore. But one of the greatest things that came out of Baltimore was me being married, me getting married to Queen C, me having my kids. That probably was the greatest thing that I could have ever allowed myself to do, was to get married, settle down, have kids, hold my job. Like, those things were the best things for me, because if I hadn't have done that, 9 times out of 10, I probably would have been dead. 100% probably would have been dead, because not only the lifestyle, my temper, how I used to react and respond to things. See, life teaches you how to respond to things. Don't think life don't teach you how to respond to things. You're going to respond to life as it comes to you. And depending on the type of person you are, depending on your nature, how you handle things, you can either arise or you can either fall to the occasion. So when I was out there, I most of the time, my mouth, my temper, and all of that stuff got me into a lot of situations and fueled me in a lot of things. But since I've been married and have my kids, I couldn't live that way. I couldn't live that way and didn't want to live that way no more, because I wanted to be around to see my kids grow. Some of my partners and some people I grew up, they in jail, and some of them are gone. But they don't even have the chance to see their family or their kids mature and grow. That was a big thing to me. It was a very big thing to me to see my kids grow, because I felt like at some particular point in my life, I had to stop blaming people for my circumstances and start pointing the finger back at me because of the decisions I made. I didn't make all of the right decisions. Everything I did was because I felt like if you tried me, I was going to do something or say something, or if I was going to involve myself in something, I took the blame for. That's the type of person I was. But now that I had my first son and my second son, and brought an addition to my family, then my 3-year-old, the decisions I make just doesn't affect me anymore. Me going to jail and all of that stuff just is not about me anymore. Now it's about my family now. How will it affect my wife, or how will it affect my children? And most of the time, people don't think like that when they're in the heat of the moment or they're doing things. They don't think rationally about, how would my actions allow me or allow my family to be hindered or not mature the way they should with me being in their life. Like, those are the things you got to think about. And those are the things I've thought about throughout the years. I had situations that called me back to the streets. I had to reevaluate whether I wanted to be called back to the streets or whether I was going to remain the individual I was. I remember there was things that have taken place that I had to resort to say, hey, should I go grab the gun, or should I, just let it subside? Those decisions at that very moment, I had a whole lot to look at. Not just me, but I had to look at wifey. I had to look at my children. How would it be if my kids seen me behind bars? Or how would it be if they was walking by my casket? Those things have ran through my mind. And I tell you, when we as men, when we start to look at, the greater things in life, what makes life meaningful for you? What gratification are you getting out of this life? Because life is short. Let's not get it twisted. We ain't gonna live forever. People think they're invincible. Yes, I did at one time. Thought I was so invincible when I was in my teens and my early adulthood. Yeah, I'm invincible. Ain't nothing gonna happen. I'm popping up. But I'm realizing, and have for a long time, that life is short. I'm gonna give you this one situation. Today, day before yesterday, my mother-in-law had to go to the hospital for a 6-year-old in the first grade that had a headache back of his head was hurting. The back of the young man's head was hurting. Little 6-year-old now. So the grandmother took our grandson to the hospital. He fell into a coma, y'all. And the doctors don't even know how the coma or why this young man started to have this activity. Now, this is coming from, my wife is in the chat. So my wife is telling me how the events transpired. So today, they said they're going to take him off of life support. It only been one day, y'all. They already about to take him off of life support. He has no brain activity. 6 years old, and they don't know what happened. First grade, 6 years old, and my mother-in-law is greatly affected because this is one of the little kids that she teaches or deals with or that she sees on a daily basis. And all of a sudden, he just had a headache, went to a coma. They don't know why, and now they're pulling the plug on him, and he's 6. You see, those things, when my wife told me today they're going to pull that plug, I said, man, it's only been a day, but it affected me. And anybody with a heart should be, to hear something like that would be affected. But you know why? Because I see the meaning in life now that I have my own kids, that I have a family and my wife. I see the meaning in life. It means something to me to be able to say, you know what? I'm going home to the family after my long days of work. I'm going to hang out with my kids at the mall because that's what I want to do to spend time. See, it's meaningful. So a lot of times now, us men don't have meaningful things in our life because we're so preoccupied with a lot of other things that are involved on the outside.
Oh, go. Yeah, I'm just trying to fix something on the screen.
Okay.
I saw something.
My wife said it's 3 days now. So correction, not 1 day. It's been 3 days, and they're going to take him off the life support. And the doctors don't know why he slipped into the coma or why it even happened. And he has no brain activity. So with that being said, you just don't know when your time is going to be. You don't know when things are going to happen. You just don't know. But finding the meaning in life and finding something meaningful for you as a person, male or female, finding something that's meaningful to you to say, you know, if I do leave, then my legacy, my lineage, my family, they can all have something proud to say about me as you know, as a father, as a grandfather, or, you know, as a son. What would my family say about me? What's meaningful in my life, and what have I pursued that would make them proud of me? See, we should be elevating to these levels as men and women, making life more meaningful so that we can enjoy the fruits of life. You feel me?
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's about passing on wisdom. Cause see, if you look at that, like even with everything that we dealing with in life, you know what I'm saying? It's about, you know what I'm saying? The difference from me now, the difference from you now, is through everything you went through. So now, you know what I'm saying, you look at a whole different level of understanding of experience and stuff like that. But I think we got to ask ourselves this one question though. And then I did a video on this the other day, and I asked this one question. If you're dealing with yourself, you have to ask yourself, you know what I'm saying, key things in life. You know what I'm saying? The key things in life is what I was taught and what I was know. So with this situation with this boy, you know what I'm saying, he just tapped out, right?
Yep.
No reason.
No reason.
See, it's hard for me to believe. Not saying the incident. I think, you know what I'm saying, that's true, but I mean, it got to be a history or something in his background to make him do that.
The doctors don't even know why it happened. And my wife is in the chat. Ask her. Talk to her. She right there.
Oh, yeah, but see, you know how I feel about them damn doctors anyway. You know what I'm saying? I doubt if they knew, they'd tell somebody what happened.
It's just crazy that he's even in that predicament. Just like the young lady, me and my wife were talking about this, where the young lady went in and got something done to her tooth. and then she slipped into a coma. And for 3 years, they had her on, uh, life support or whatever for 3 years. They even had to switch the hospitals because the hospital wasn't going to take care of her no more. So you see what I'm saying? These things happen for no reason. But what I was really hitting on was us as men having meaningful things in life that pushes us forward for greatness. It starts with having something meaningful. It has to. Because if you don't have nothing to live for, your actions are going to be reckless and careless. You feel me? If you don't have nothing to live for, everything you do in life ain't going to have no second thought. It ain't going to have no recourse to what you're doing in life. So when you add some meaningful things in life, then it kind of centers you to take a second look at your actions, what you do, how you intertwine with people, how you live your life. It kind of gives you another way of being a productive individual in life. It does. I mean, that's just what I've gathered from the day-to-day things I've experienced and from the years of living I experienced.
So why would somebody actually why would they be satisfied with not having nothing to achieve in life? Like, I mean, not having nothing to push forward. You know what I'm saying? It was like just that, because see, it kills me because I can't even have that day-to-day I'm living just for the day type mentality. Like, that would destroy me. Like, I gotta have certain things that I'm into. I gotta have certain things I enjoy. I gotta have, you know what I'm saying, a purpose. I gotta have something to look forward to. Like, I can understand why these individuals go insane because they have nothing to live for. You know what I'm saying? It's like they more or less is trying to survive. Like, it's exceeding, it's nowhere in their vocabulary. They don't look to exceed. Everything they do is just to exist. And see, for me, that is painful. And see, and I feel for them individuals, and you can hear them crying out for help. But how can you live a life just to exist? And I think it's sad because we see so many signs around us that people just trying to exist. And nobody's trying to succeed. And then that's what we're doing now.
Yeah, and one thing I think, um one thing I think about is, okay, after we have came to some sense or came to some reality in our life, all right, when you come to your senses and say, you know what, I think it's time for me to do better or to start moving towards some positive things, it only has came from after you have put yourself through a whole lot of traumatic trauma and have put yourself through a whole lot of uh uh uh, uh you know inner inner torment, I guess. I mean, because nobody wants to fail. We just fail to plan what we want to do in life. And I see that anytime I was not productive in life, it was only because I didn't put forth the energy or the mindset to want to do something better. I just settled. But what happens is when you lose hope that anything can change, when you lose hope that people care, when you lose hope that your family loves you, when all of these things are key factors into your having a hopeful mindset that you will survive, then you lose hope and you don't want to do nothing. You don't want to succeed. See, it's easy not to succeed. Just lose a little bit of hope and see how quickly you whether you'll succeed or not.
No, what was that? Somebody playing the Mortal Kombat? Oh, that's your phone.
Wow. See, oh boy. But um shucks, man. All right, I got the message, Queen. But that's why we lose hope. You know, we lose hope when we don't surround ourselves with people who can even in some way or other, you know, give you some life. And I don't mean like give you life like on some like egotistical type of way, but like positively talk to you about maturing or about doing better or about moving forward on some positive stuff. That's what I mean. I'm not talking about somebody saying, well, I made you because I told you to go, you know, to go fill that application at that store or at this place or at this or that. I made you now. Not on no egotistical type, but meaning people who are around you that is positive enough not to down you when you're already down, but wise enough to give you some input, some insight to lift you up so that way you can go on your way to be productive. See, a lot of times people in the hood, they ain't thinking like this. They ain't on no positive tip. People in the hood, they're thinking about what kind of you know, what kind of drink they gonna get, what kind of smokers out there, when they gonna get the next dollar, who they gonna hustle, I mean, these are the everyday struggles in the hood. How can I tell you that? Because I live and have lived in the hood on different occasions. So why can I speak like that? Because when I used to be in the streets, that's what I thought about. And that's why at that particular time in my life, when I was younger, there was no progression. I mean, I could have been a football player, basketball. I was skilled in those areas and maybe could have made something out of it if I would have pursued it like some of the other guys, you know, from around the way that I hung out with that did and made it. There was 3 people that actually made it that I hung out with, made it to the NFL. You know? But I wasn't in that mind frame. You know, while they was out jogging, out, you know, practicing and all that stuff, I was out in the streets. But my target, my theme for 2018. See, we need to start talking about. All right, this is what Queen C says. Some people have to get out their environment in order to change, and that's true too. And I had to do that myself. I had to get out the environment I was in for me to make the change. But 2018, I don't want it to be like 2017, right? I don't want, even job-wise, I want to elevate. Even, you know, YouTube platform elevation. Like, I want to elevate now. Now it's time to show and prove. And that's how I am. That's the type of person I am. Now I got to show and prove. Before, it was all about, let me come on, let me make a name, let people see who I am, how I roll, how I get down. But that's not going to be enough. If I'm really trying to do anything, I got to show and prove now. So that once we begin to move into deeper territory, I can handle it much easier and I could be able to stabilize the type of backlash and the type of inquisitive people that want to know. The backlash comes because they want to distract. And the inquisitive or the inquisitive people want to understand. Okay, so we're understanding now that we might be in this position now, but think about it for a month now or 2 months now or a year now, we should be in a better place. Since I've been rolling with Logic, you know, we fought battles side by side and went through things, but the one thing I can say, no matter how much things we was trying to combat or trying to, you know, trying to keep under control, we always seemed to want to get back on track. It was like we never wanted to stay in that mode. It was like, you know what? We got to get on track. We got to do this, or we got to move from this position. It was like we never wanted to stay there. We always was like thinking about how we can move or progress past where we were, where we felt, where we was going to be like not stagnated, but like right there, just not moving. You understand what I'm saying, Logic?
Yeah, I'm
Like
with
every
you.
time, yeah, every time we went through something or battled a situation, it was like, all right, let's dust that off, let's shake that off our feet, and let's move on. Let's try to move to something greater. And I think that's where we are for this 2018 year coming. It's like now we got to move for greatness, whatever that is. We tried something that didn't work. You know, it got turned around, it got scandalized, it got mutilated, it got stomped on, ran over, and everything else you could think about. But nevertheless, it's not going to stop the pursuit for us moving forward to be greater. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, and Quincy hit on the head though. I mean, when you're dealing with this, it's like this YouTube environment that we stuck in, and people have to leave their environments in order to change. So I mean, and she brought up the point: people had to get out their environments in order to change. But see, you got to realize this. You ask yourself, when you got a problem child, 5 times out of 10, they haven't left their environment. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You won't even know change exists until you get out of your environment. Like, I mean, you dealing with individuals that, and you gotta, I mean, and I say this all the time. It's like, you gotta get a level of experience. And see, just by you experiencing what's in your neighborhood, then guess what? You'll never be able to change nothing. Even you can't even change the stuff in your neighborhood, because you got to get that exposure outside of your neighborhood in order to implement change inside of your neighborhood. You got to be exposed. You got to go out and start doing different things, meet different people. You got to make, get a voice outside of just your community, outside of your neighborhood. But the thing, and it's the thing on YouTube, is that people are stuck on topics and everything that based off of their environment. And if your environment is chaos, then guess what you're going to talk about on YouTube?
Chaos.
Chaotic things. You know what I'm saying? And it's good, and they look at it, and some people take it as, oh, well, you know what? You guys think you're bigger than... No, it's not about that. It's like, I would encourage anybody, just, you know what? It don't got to be, you know what I'm saying? But take a trip to California if you're from the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Go down and try to just get out of your environment so you can experience different things, because, like I said, them imaginary lines that's written there to divide us, it keep us contained. And a lot of people don't leave their cities. A lot of people don't leave their states. So now everything they would know will be about that state of that city. And it's a big world out there. So now you will never know what change is, because all you're exposed to is everything you see in your day-to-day life. And then now people taking the transfer from YouTube, people taking the I mean, it's insane. That's why when you look and you try to progress, people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear about progression. People don't want to hear about, you know what, how can we fix stuff that we see that's wrong? They don't want to hear about that. They want to hear about what? Kaniga Jenkins. They want to hear about random, just everything, just random. And if you look at it, it's all associated with drama. See, the thing about this, if you look at this, if you want to take the chaos out the world, take away everything that you was taught. See, if we were just dealing with just, you know what I'm saying, everything from a natural perspective, everything from what we know, it would be no conflict. If you ask yourself this one question, is that what do people fight about? And I promise you, you'll start understanding that people fight about what they're taught. And they taught a lot of stuff through their environment. Yeah. They don't experience this stuff. They taught it. You taught a lot of stuff in your life. So now, guess what? That's something that we can feud about, because it's something that we was taught. My mom taught me a version of it. Your mom taught you a version of it. And It's different. So guess what? We got something to fight about. We'll fight about colors. We'll fight about cities. We'll fight about race, religion. We'll fight about everything that we was taught upon. Because now, if we deal with our natural experiences, then it's nothing to fight about. And then that's how you look at it. Just you know what I mean? That's a challenge that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm gonna start giving to my subscribers after I did that last video. Just ask yourself to take a snapshot of the world and look and see what people are fighting about. North Korea versus the United States. They fight over what? Imaginary lines. The imaginary line between North Korea and South Korea. Everything that you see that's involved around altercations of fighting is based upon what we're taught. And that's why I feel like I come into my true self and I feel good, because I no longer obey by what I'm taught. I only obey by what I know.
Yeah,
Is we
I
buffing?
think
Oh,
yeah, it's buffing, man. It did that once before, but it'll come out right. It'll be all right.
yeah, go ahead.
Um, one thing I've experienced, it'll straighten out. One thing I experienced is that now that I'm starting to see things different, like people are heartless out here. They don't care about now. And let me say, corporations, especially, they don't care. It's about the dollars to them. They
Mm-hmm.
don't care that you got a family. They don't care that you got kids or you got a wife. They don't care if any of y'all are sick. They don't care nothing about that. They'll get rid of you and replace you and keep it moving. That's how heartless and callous it is getting now. It's about the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about you. You're just a number. We are just a number.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that social security number thing is the biggest scam thing I ever seen in my life. We're just a number to the government, to the people, to the officials. We're just numbers. That's how they collect their dollars.
Yep.
And when we actually look deeper on beyond the surface of this type of stuff that is taking place, whether we open our eyes to it or not, they're starting to get more crafty with how they're dealing with our families now. It's control. You know, they're controlling our families whether you know it or not. How are they doing it? Through indoctrination. That's the first thing. Okay? That's the first control. They started in school. Let's not deny or let's not act like they have not been controlling us through school. They gave us the curriculum. They gave us what they wanted us to know, not the truth, but they gave us things that they wanted us to learn, but not what we should be learning. You understand? So, of course, they gave us the curriculum. First sign of control. First sign of control, birth certificates. Having a birth number. You understand? That's the first sign of control. Second is through school. Okay? Giving us the curriculum that they gave us. Second is through imprisonment. Third, through imprisonment. Okay? We could lock up enough of these brothers and sisters and folks. Think about prison as a big business or corporation. It's not just about locking people up. It's about how much stock and investments are going into prison. Oh yeah, there's some investments in prison. They gotta feed, they gotta clothe, they gotta all of that. They have a piece in that, or a piece of stock in that, or a share in that. And that's why so many people are getting locked up for little things. It's because they got to be able to have the numbers so people can invest in that. So it's all about control. But how do we, as individuals and as fathers and mothers and families, how do we withdraw from that? Is we get out of the mind frame of indoctrination or get out of the mind frame of being controlled. How do you do that?
But see, it's deeper. And see, I've been thinking about this for a while too, and it's so deep. Is that the thing about this? We work every day to earn money to buy a house, to buy food, to take care of our kids, and all that above, right? So now let's break it down. In certain areas in the United States, you can't even grow food. You can't even have community gardens. That's one. Two, you buy a house. Do you really own that house? Because you're paying taxes on that house, and if you fail to pay your taxes, what happened? You lose your house. And then if they finna run a freeway through there, then guess what happens? You will lose your house. So what we're living in is that we're living in the system where we would never have the capability to exceed. We will only have the capability to survive and pass on survival type 2s to our kids, like so-called property. See, when people say land, then land is land. It should belong to you. But now this system is so deep rooted that when you look at it, why do I own land and I pay taxes on it? And why, if I fail to pay my taxes, you take my land?
Right.
And it goes deep. So now, if you look at it, nobody will ever be on the same accord of thinking to even present anything to the elite or whatever we want to call the elite, because we're so divided.
Right.
See, in my eyes and my understanding is that it was it was in place so we can be strategically divided.
Right.
By saying this. If I say this, if I ask you if I had 200 people, right? And I said, okay, I want you to first split up into genders. Then I probably split up half of my people, half and half. So now, so I had 200 people. So now I didn't split up to 100 people on each side. Then I said, now I want you to split up into races. So now I didn't took that 200 people, and by race, I didn't also split them up down to probably groups of 25. Now I say, hey, now what country you're from, or well, what is you from Asia? Is you from Africa? Is you from the Americas? Now raise your hand and split up in them groups. So now I didn't split them up again. Now by cities, then by languages, then by all these different things. So now people would never have a unified voice. It's because the system is designed. And if you go to religion, you'll say, hey, look, split up by religion. Now you split them up on so different levels. So now you had 200 people, and you almost then split them up into 200 different groups. That's why we can never say, hey, I want my land back, or this is my land, because we're so divided. Because guess what? They'll give us this little cookie right here, and this cookie said, hey, men look down on women, or we'll make a new gender. You know what I'm saying? It's like 63 genders out there. We'll make a new gender, and then say it's the homosexual, whatever. Make all kind of stuff up. It's only 2 genders that we know by nature, but they give us 63 of them, and we identify them. So now that's different categories to divide us. So like united we stand, we can never be united because we so indoctrinated with this system that will constantly divide us. And now if we're divided, we're easy to conquer. And that's why I said it was systematic that they gave us all these different things. Because when I walk up to you, I say he's a black male. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm automatically throwing you in categories. He's a Christian. He's this, he's this, he's this. All these things was meant to divide us. That's why we'll be conquered so easily. And we won't even obtain the key elements that is our natural right. Food, clothing, and shelter. We would never control them. Walmart would always control our food. You know what I'm saying? The government system would always control the land. We just renting it. That's it.
Pretty much.
That's crazy.
Pretty much. Hey, Logic, I'm going to tell you something. I watched a movie. Me and Queen, she was watching a movie a couple of days ago called End Times. and I never even seen it was with Justin Timberlake in it, right? And it's probably maybe 2011, 12, one of those years. And the thing about it was they had numbers. Their lifespan was through time. So they had a thing that gives them time. So they put their wrist under there and they get this amount of time for the day. If they work, it was through time. But if they ran out of time, they die.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought about it. I said, man, that's crazy that it actually could get like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where they got something in you where it's through time.
Yep.
You know, where you living through time, you working through time. Basically, you are working on time. That's basically, we do that now. When you're clocking in to a specific job, it's you working for that time. Just the only difference is you ain't losing your life, but some people work themselves to death.
Yep.
So you can associate it that way.
Yep.
But I agree with you 100% when you're saying there's so many things that promote division out here. And one thing about it, I say when Obama came into the office, I seen a lot of division take place then. And you might disagree with me.
No, I'm with you. He did it.
But as soon as Obama came in there, every black person thought he was supposed to be the great white, the great black messiah, or he was supposed to be the one that was going to bring us out of somewhere, right? That's how a lot of people thought. Oh, we got a black man in the house now. Oh, we good now. We gonna be good. But little did you know, or little did people realize, is that it wasn't even about him being black. That wasn't even the agenda. The agenda was to actually have you fooled to think that the elite are allowing this to happen to benefit us.
Yep.
To take our focus off of what we should be focusing on. And
Exactly.
look how much division came out of him being in office. I mean, hey.
No, what he did is he added another element to the divide. Because he gave the rights for the LBG community out. That's adding you made this other gender group now credible. So now you expanded that. So if you go and Israel brought up a good point. And he said, you know what I'm saying? He said that, you know what I'm saying, depending on your perception, one nation under God works for me. But see, this the thing though, is that if you look at it under a nation, is the way the construct is set up, is it would never be one nation under God because you have so many gods. You know what I'm saying? It's so many different religions out there that it can never be one nation under God because you have so many gods. So now they strategically put that there as a divide. So now when you look at it, you'll identify yourself as a, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to just use this as an example. You know what I'm saying? You got the Moors, you got the Christians, you got the Buddhists, you got the Muslims, you got all this different stuff. So now when they say, okay, raise your hand if you're a Christian, it's even on the job applications. You identify yourself with these divides. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead, your last name, you go ahead with your social security number, you go ahead with your race, you go ahead with your gender, you go ahead with your religious preference. You filling out the blueprint that they're using to make you fight against one another. Because like I said, if you look at it and ask yourself, everything we fight over is on that damn job application. Race, gender, religion, sex, last names, counties, countries, cities, states. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you fight over the blueprint that they put in your face. Because right now, if you talk crap about me, it will fall in one of them categories. I promise you. You will talk down on me because I'm a Christian. You'll talk down on me because I'm an atheist. You'll talk down on me because I'm a Muslim. You'll talk down on me because I'm black, Chinese, white. You'll talk down on me because I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a homosexual, I'm a transgender. You know what I'm saying? You'll talk down on me because these different things, and we got to realize, and we would never obtain that power until we say, hey, now we understand. We've been filling out your blueprint since we was in kindergarten. Our mom had to fill out this blueprint, and nobody ever realized that. Nobody. They just do it because guess what? The mama did it. The daddy did it. The great-grandma. It's clockwork. Nobody ever questioned it. But now we identify ourselves to be segregated, and they segregate us, and it's our fault because we allow it.
That's true. That's very true. And when you look at it like that, and you look at it in that manner, you begin to see if we are ever going to be effective. I heard people say it starts in the house or it starts in the home.
It's too late for that.
If anything, it starts in the individual. I'm gonna go further than saying it starts in the house and the home. I'm gonna say it starts in the individual. If we ever are going to be in a mind state to say that this is not a division or we're not divided, it's going to have to be in the individual to say, I don't agree with that blueprint they set. This is my blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with that blueprint they have in school, but this is what my blueprint is. And this is how I'm going to teach. And this is how I'm going to convey the message over to my lineage, my kids, my family. That's how it got to be. Now, religion is one of the strong points in how they're using division or how they're using things to divide. Yeah, they use religion. They do. Because one group over here says, I'm a Baptist, and one over here says I'm Methodist, and one over here says I'm holiness, and one over here says I'm Catholic, and one over here says, but each one of them are supposed to subscribe to the same God.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Every one of them got a title, got something different going on.
Yep.
But not even realizing that's part of division.
Yep.
Because this person ain't gonna step foot in that church, and this person, because they got that title or that name, that's division.
Yep. And see, I'm gonna say this though, cause see now I can give you.
They'll go by school logic. They'll even say, "What's up, Majestic? Peace." They'll even say this. They'll say that. Don't go to Morehouse. Go to Stanford or go to what's the other one?
Harvard.
Harvard, or don't go to what's the black school?
Spelman, Morehouse, Clark, Morris Brown.
See, it's divisions in school, but you're not even real. See, a lot of people don't realize school is a big division.
Yes.
And it's gonna keep you in debt. It's division and it's getting you both ways. It's dividing you, and it's gonna keep you in debt before you can actually get to be a productive, making money and doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I know ATL. When you think about how they do the marches, how what's good with you? What's up, George? How they do stepping marches, that right there. Although I like to watch it, I think that is a form of division, because if you're not a Kappa, or if you're not a Beta, or if you're not a Gamma, or if you're not a part of any of that, it's dividing in their own sectors.
Yep.
Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right. And it is like I said, what I said earlier, it just go deep that we don't realize. See, before we even get down to the fraternities and the sororities and all that, you know what I'm saying? All we got to do is look at our job applications. If we can neutralize because at the end of the day, let's be real. Check this out. I mean, and in this, I'm keeping it real, people. Let's be honest. Any person in sound and logical thinking will understand that, guess what? All of us are humans. We got 10 fingers, 10 toes, 1 nose, 2 eyes. We have the same thing. That means we are the same. They created this race design because at the end of the day, guess what? If I go to Africa, I will be a darker shade. If I go stay in Alaska somewhere, then guess what? I will be a lighter shade. I will be less exposed to the sun. It's natural. But they would teach us that we are somehow inferior or superior based on race, based on the skin tone, when guess what? We have the same thing. They use that to divide us, and it's on that job application. They use that job application and say, hey, man or woman. And then we know that, guess what? It don't make a difference if you're a man or woman. It's certain things that she got, attributes that she can do better than I can. And I understand that. But it's a man and woman. That's natural. You don't need to divide me with that. You don't need to divide me with religion because, see, I can respect Ace for being a Christian. I have no problem with Ace being a Christian. The only time I have a problem with religions when it's used to divide. He said something powerful. When he named the Pentecostal Baptist, the Southern style DJ Baptist, they got all kind of stuff. And now it's used to break you apart. Because now the Southern Baptists look at the Pentecostal Baptist with a cross eye. But guess what? All of them will look at the Muslims with a cross eye. Then now you got the Buddhists over there. You know what I'm saying? They looking at everybody is divided, and we're so indulged in the system that's destroying us. That's what I'm saying. It's destroying us, and we don't see it. So when we ask why we're in a predicament we're in, because right now we're so divided that we don't even realize that we empower the dollar that gives them the power over us. If everybody say, because guess what? At the end of the day, I can say this lighter is worth $1 million. If everybody believes this lighter is worth $1 million, then it's worth $1 million. That paper dollar isn't worth nothing. You empower that dollar because there's no resources behind that. And all the while we fighting and we say we want to exceed for this paper dollar, then guess what they're controlling? The food, the clothing, and the shelter. They controlling that. They controlling the land. They controlling the food. They controlling everything while we fighting over gold, diamonds. Think about it. What is a diamond really worth? Can you eat a diamond? What is it means nothing. They understand that. That's why they control the land. That's why they control the water. That's why they control the food. Think about it. And we fighting over so-called wealth. And we're fighting over wealth because guess what? We're not really fighting over wealth. We're fighting each other over our divides. I would get shot in the head if I was to go to Baltimore and I say I was from Atlanta. First thing they ask me, what you doing around here? You're not from here? Oh, I can just be down the street from D.C. And then I'm fighting a person that I see to be real over a line that don't even exist. It's an imaginary line. Can somebody walk the line and show me the line that exists in between D.C. and Baltimore? You can't. Because it don't exist. It's imaginary. But you will kill and die for that imaginary line. You'll kill and die for your religion. You'll kill and die for everything that you know that you was taught. And it's on that piece of paper as a criteria. This is it. Fill it out. Put your name there. Put your social security number. Put your religions. Put your race. Put your gender. All them different divides we're taught. And to me, we would never get nowhere until we get past these divides that they use and implement to destroy us.
The first time I ever seen a black dude blacker than me speak Spanish fluently and didn't know no English, it blew my mind.
Yep.
Because I didn't understand that. I always depicted when I seen Latin or Spanish descent, it was always white or lighter type individuals. You understand? And when I seen a brother that was darker than me speaking Spanish and didn't know no English, it took me for a loop. You know, whoa, wait a minute. But it's because the perception that it was being fed to me about a group of people or a group of individuals, this is how it is. That you understand? But not knowing that it all entwined, they're more darker fair Spanish than it is lighter fair because of the region and where they're from. And I didn't even know that.
See, I see even on that note too, because I ain't even talk about the languages because that's on the application too, right?
Language fair, yeah.
Now think about this: it's one human race, correct? How it's over 6,000 languages? I mean, see now I'm thinking deep now. See, in my mind, that is just something that's created to divide us. If I got somebody that's speaking Korean and I got somebody speaking Japanese, Chinese, think about this. The Asian Peninsula, you know how many languages they got? It's insane. You can throw a rock from South Korea to Japan and now they speak a different language. I mean, it's something that tells me that somebody put all these systems in place to control us. Because guess what? If you ever go, I mean, it's crazy in the military because everybody think the military is together. But no. When we go on our free time, they get together. You'll see the Hispanics get together. They'll start talking. If you got some Asians, you got some black dudes, you got all these different groups that get together. So it's not just religion. You know what I'm saying? I'm like this. If you tell me one God. But now, if you involved in so many different aspects of it, then I got to question it. You feel what I'm saying? Like I got to sit here and say to myself, if it's so many different gods out there and so many different people that'll kill you over their God because you choose this God, then I got to think that it's strategically placed in there to do its job. Just the same way as race, just the same way they try to do empower. You need to empower the women. You need to empower the man. You need to say that all this different stuff that's going on. And I got to really say that, hey, look, it falls in the same boat because it's not one. Because you think of anything that's pure, it's one. It's one man. It's only one. We don't got two men running around here with three arms. You know what I'm saying? It's one man. It's one woman. It's one. Everything that is pure and clean is one. So now, if you have multiple versions of it, then that's why I lean to it as it's being another form of indoctrination, because they expanded it. They expanded these races. They expanded these languages. They expanded these different divides between us. And now it's destroying us. I'm telling you, if I can Google a job application right now, I'm telling you, I guarantee you everything that I kind of discussed in the categories, you will see it will pop up on that job application. And then we don't realize that we've been following that blueprint ACE forever. And then just until recently, I had just thought about it. That I'm so involved in indulging this system that I'm actually implementing what's destroying me. And I went to finalize my record the other day, and then I put race. They said race. I put in there, I scratched it out, and I said none. Because that's something that you taught me. You taught me. Like if I had another arm, then I say, okay, I'm 3-armed it. But I got everything that every other man on this universe or this earth have. So now I'm just calling myself me. And then when I did that, you know what they did? They was mad because I wouldn't identify with a race. They was mad because I said no religious preference. They was mad because I said, why do I got to put my gender down? They use that shit to divide us.
Thankful Sunday. Yeah, we back. Had a good time in Dominican Republic. Yeah, that's deep what you just said.
What's up, sis?
Man, that's real deep. Because when you think about it, that division is so it gets down to the core of everything. Because then people divide animals. You know what I mean? When the wild used to, in the wild animals just did what they did. But they divide animals, they divide human beings, they divide material things. Everything is a division to keep us from actually moving forward and growing in life.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, if stuff is divided, you can't grow.
Yep.
How are you going to be able to grow and mature with division? It's hard.
Yep.
Because once one person starts to mature or move along in life, then you got another person over here. How's the blueprint set? You need somebody else to help us move along. Like I need somebody help me get me to where I'm at. Just like I would imagine somebody helped you get to where you are. I can't give nobody credit for me, but there are people who assisted me to get along in life. That's the way life is. But when there's division, who is the person or how do the individuals, how do they get assisted to move along in life? Who's the mentor? Who's the roles? If there's so much division.
Yeah, you can't.
Power. How do you get the power out of it?
You can't.
You can't. There's no power when you're divided.
Yep.
So,
Because see, right now, think about this. If I said, right now, we just figured out we can't grow food in Baltimore. We just figured out that we can't truly own land in Baltimore. We just figured out that we control nothing in life right now. And I said, Ace, we got to do something about this. We in Baltimore. Before we even get started, we will automatically split up between races. After that, we'll split up between people who stay in Townsend, people who stay down in Baltimore, people who stay in Aberdeen, people who stay in Edgewood. I want my own location in my town. Then we will split up into genders. We'll split between married and single people. We split up based on a concepts. That's why we would never have power to do nothing. We would never have power to do nothing. And then we'll split up in religions. We'll split up in the language. You got the people who speak Spanish over here. You speak Spanish, yeah. I speak Korean, yeah. You speak English, yeah. Okay, but you don't speak real English. You speak slang. So now you got another category over here. See, this is what they teach us. That's why we can never fight against the system until we get rid of all of it. We got to get rid of it, or we will continue to be puppets, and we will only be existing. I mean, think about how powerful that is, man. You know what? I'm growing my garden in the backyard, right? A MP came and told me that I cannot grow that much.
Are you serious?
And guess what I said? I ain't going to say it on your show, but I told him so. Well, come take it.
Wow.
Come take it.
Wow.
Yes, you can't grow that. You got to actually, in order to grow so much food, they want a license and everything. You got to pay to grow food.
Wow.
But we won't even never notice that. And I would have never noticed it start growing. We never noticed that because guess what we're focusing on? Just cut on the news. Cut on the news. And I guarantee you, the things that you're seeing being talked about on the news, Donald Trump is a what? A racist. North Korea is trying to destroy what? The U.S. or South Korea. We talking about all these divides. You know what I'm saying? Right now in Iraq, the Muslims, not the Muslims, the Sunnis finest Shiite. All you see is divisiveness, and it's divisiveness that we are taught and not experiencing.
Right.
That's crazy. I can't even grow. I got about 15 baby cherry tomatoes plants. And they said, no, you can't do that. Now think about this. I said, well, can I do a community garden? A lot of times in certain states, you can't even do community gardens because think about this. That's taking away the power from the system. If I say, Ace, you grow potatoes, Queen C, she grow tomatoes, I grow cantaloupe, and guess what? After the harvest season, then we give to each other, right? Who we shutting down? Walmart, Piggly Wiggly, Food Line. We shutting down all this because, see, that is a community. They don't want that. And now I do a garden video trying to teach people how to grow stuff. You think people care about how to grow food? Let me start talking about something stupid. Everybody be subscribed. That's our problem. We can't get past that. We would never be free. We might be free as individuals. You might have an isolated free person. But as a whole, we would never be free because we so stuck on the things that they give us to divide us.
And I think like this, I can only think and reflect back onto the YouTube thing when they was trying to divide me and you and saying, hey, don't befriend him, or don't be on his channel, or don't be a part of his platform. Then they tried to say, well, hey, he's not a Christian, or he's not this, or why are you trying to hang out? How is that?
Exactly.
Somebody who's not a Christian hanging out with each other, or how they, but see, I had to think about that, because if I was that self-centered, or to any degree that shallow, to use that to say, you know what, I'm not gonna be his friend because he don't talk about God that much, or he's not a Christian, then that would show the type of person I would be, or who I am. You see what I'm saying? Just because you might not be on the same page as I am, or we might not be on the same level, or if you even want to associate it in levels or pages or whatever, does not mean you as a human being and you as a person doesn't have qualities and attributes and things that can contribute to my life, or me as well as yours, or even be good friends. That was the part of the division. They seen that the two characters that of me and you being friends, just because they had issues, they wanted to divide. But I'm smarter than that to let another person control me and use me to divide. Mm-hmm. That's what they wanted to do. But I'm smarter than that, because I don't center myself and play those type of games, because you never know who you're going to need, or you never know who's going to need you. Yep. And I try not to allow that to be how I identify or even build with a person. But see, other people do. And that's why you can tell the inconsistencies in their life and what they do, how they live, what they say, where their mindset is. It's evident, because they allow that type of stuff, but I don't.
And I say this, though, and this is how I look at it. I say anything that can be used in a divisive manner to divide, I question it. Because just like that, is that we can have conversations all the time. You know what I'm saying? Normally when we talk, we don't even talk about religion. We just talk about life.
Facts.
And then now they would use that to divide us. That's why I have to, everything that I sit here and say that is used to divide, I must question it. Because now, if it's used as a divide, that means it's not one. And it now, because right now, a Muslim, he will tell you you're wrong. Pentecostal Baptist, he would tell you you're wrong. A Jehovah's Witness, they'll tell you you're wrong.
Facts.
And then so now, guess what? You can go in all kind of things. Who's the stronger race? White man to tell you you're wrong. Black people say, oh, I got melanin in my skin. I'm the best. I was the first. And we not realizing it's dividing us. And the people who putting that in place, they send back like this. Got him. Got him. Got him. You can't even identify with a race. Ask yourself that. You don't even identify with a race, but you would die for it. You would die for it. Everybody you see walking on two legs. Everybody you see got the same thing you got, but you would die for it. You would die for something that you don't know to be true that you was taught. Because even black people ain't the same. We even have different features.
Yep.
We even come in lighter and darker tones based off where we at. Because you look, us people in North America, we're a little lighter than them people in Africa.
Pretty much.
Think about it. Think about it. Matter of fact, I'm going to even go deeper. Look at the people in the South compared to the people up north. The people up north are lighter. Ask yourself that. You see lighter skinned people, black people, so-called, in what? The North. Why? Florida, you see black motherfuckers. Guess why? They exposed to more sun.
Yep.
You're not. That's common sense. But we so stuck on they systematic, indoctrinated ways that we would die, race, religion, language, social background. We would die over it, and we don't even realize that everything they destroying us with, they ask for it every time we register our kids for school, every time we fill out a bank account application, every time we do anything, you will have at least them blocks that we talk about. Race, religion, last name. Because you'll die over last name too.
Yep.
And it's something that you was given.
Given. That's what I was about to say. A last name, your name and last name was given.
Because if you have a baby today and you say, I will not give my baby a last name, they say, yes, you will.
Yes, you will.
Come on, people.
You're going to give him a last name, and you're going to take that birth certificate and social security number. All that you got to.
Got to. And you think you're free.
Then your kids ain't going to be able to go to school unless they get vaccinated.
Man.
They got to have certain shots before they even let them go to school.
But ain't going to even get to then you're going to get to the shots, Ace. Because guess what? They going to still fight over race, gender, language, counties, cities. All imaginary. You can't prove none of it.
None of it.
And that's what's the sad part about it.
And that's what we're fighting right now.
Yep.
That's what we're fighting. If we ever get to the point where if we're going to ever unite in any way, shape, form, or fashion, all of those things we just named,
gotta go.
It gotta go. It gotta go. It gotta be obsolete, non-void. It has to be not even a mention in what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. It has to be. You feel me?
I think we need to do a show, man.
Well, love is not imaginary. Oh, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, finish what you're talking about.
I think we need to do a show just on this same right here, us versus the contract. Us versus the contract.
That's powerful.
And
love is not imaginary. I just wanted to throw that out there. Love is not imaginary because, well, love is an action. It's an action word, but it's not imaginary. In order to say you love something, I think it has to come from the heart. It has to be something that comes from your heart. And emotions and all of that is not love. But love is something where you ain't going to be able to explain it. You just know. You know what I mean? You just know. You can't explain love. You just know it is.
I don't think it's imaginary, but I see where he going with it. Like I think he was asking, yeah. I don't think it's something that if I tell you what I feel love is, and Ace have his explanation of what love is, we might be different. We will be different. But guess what? I can't say he wrong, and he can't say I wrong. But when we go and try to explain it or teach it, it's one of them things that is that, hey, I can say I got love for my kids. But Ace say he got love for his kids, and that might be totally different than what I got. But based on the term, the definition of it, you know what I'm saying? That's one of them things is not, it can't be testable. You can't test love. You know what I'm saying? Because people say, hey, I love you all day. And then they'll mess around and shoot you in the back. You know what I'm saying? People say, hey, you can have, you know what I'm saying, parents killing their kids. Hey, I love my kids, but you killed them. You got people say, hey, I love my husband, but they cheat. So now you got to realize this, is that really my definition, that's why I said my definition of love is what you actually go through and what you talk to be the definition of love, and that's what you portray. You know what I'm saying? Well, we tell ourselves every day that this is what we got to do to show love to our kids. Give you an example. I told my little girl birthday coming up on the 2nd. And I said, well, I'm not going to search for something to give you just because that's what we normally do. Because I'm finding myself. See, if we look at it, is that we're built to sit here and search for something to give to our kids for Christmas and birthdays. But ideally, I celebrate my child life every day. When they need something, they get it. They don't need for nothing. Right. My $1,500 a month go a long way. But I'm teaching them that at a young age because I can go along with the system, have my kids doing the Easter, Halloween, Christmas. But see, if we think about it, do you really gotta actually have your kids get a birthday cake just because? But I celebrate, and I told my little girl, we celebrate you every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and if you need something, you get it. You just got a 55-inch TV, 4K. Dang, that costs all of $1,500. So I'm hurt now. I ain't got money for the rest of the month. But I'm good. And I had to explain to her, but through examples, that, yeah, you need a new TV. We'll get you a new TV. But I'm not going to just search for something for your birthday. So, oh, shoot. Yeah.
I think that's
go ahead,
I think that's things that have been passed down. When you look at Christmas, birthdays, you know, when you expect to get something, like I expect to get this because it's birthday. That's only because it's been passed down to us. But in actuality, you know, when you allow your children and family members to be fixated on getting something, you're only setting them up to be hurt later on in life, because what if there's a particular time they don't get it? That it's emotional roller coaster ride they're going to be on, because not always are they going to be able to get things. So that's something that's been passed down, that you got to get something on your birthday. You got to get something on Christmas. You got to get things because you be good. Like, you gotta. But that is a form of setting your children up or your loved ones up to be able to be hurt, because it's something that you're saying just because it is, they got to have it.
That's
Rather
it.
than saying, you know what, it's your birthday, but I'm not gonna give you a gift because you've been getting gifts for the last couple of months. How about we do something, or how about we celebrate it in a different way rather than you getting something? Because when you get older, I learned life don't give you anything. And it gets tighter and tighter as you get older because people ain't giving you too much as it is when you get older. You
Right.
know, ain't family members ain't giving you too much when you get older for your birthday. I can remember the last thing I got for my birthday from a aunt, uncle or something like that. You don't do that no more.
Because
You
you're experienced though. You understand. So now by you understanding that, why are you still giving why are you still pushing to your kids this indoctrination? Because right now if you tell your kids, hey, we ain't doing Christmas this year, man, they'll fall out. Because we know, I know. I tell and I go through this, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm getting my kids at a young age. I'm getting my kids now at, you know what I'm saying, my little girl about to be 11, my little boy about to be 7. I get them now. So now when they in their teens or, you know what I'm saying, they're in middle school, my little girl in middle school, not though, but my little boy in middle school, my little girl in high school, I don't got to go through this. Because, see, I'm teaching them value and understanding. Don't
right,
do what daddy mom did just because daddy mom did it.
right,
I want you to think. I want you to understand. And then now, if by us teaching our kids that, then they can start throwing away what they know that don't make sense.
right.
And I want them to think that through so they can understand. So, yeah. Yeah, we've
Yeah,
been going for about 2 hours, man. You know I don't be on no live stream this long.
it is 2 hours. We're gonna shut down in a few minutes. But I think once we break down the barriers of separation, we can get back on to being productive men and women in life, man. Breaking down the barriers that divide us. That's a great title. That's a great heading for any table talk, pillow talk. Is how do you break down those barriers that divide us? Because there's so many things we're using to divide, and
hmm
we're willing participants to being divided. You understand?
Okay, hold on. We gotta shut this down, man, because it's cut on and off.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
We can shut down now. But I'm saying, don't be a willing participant to be divided. Use your own mind, your own logic, your own way of surviving, and then you'll realize you'll be much happier. When you start to find that inner peace. You can go ahead and close out so we can, cause he's buffering real good now.
Yeah. All right, people. I gotta figure out what's wrong with this system, man. Hey, make sure y'all subscribe if y'all watching this Ace Corner Talk, man. Let's start building and understanding these things. And then I'm really gonna probably do that live stream tonight, man, on that topic though, us versus the contract.
All right, no doubt.
All right, peace, fam.
All right, everybody. This is Ace Corner Talk. Glad you came aboard. Glad you're here. Appreciate you listening and watching. You could have been doing anything in any other place, but you was here and a part, and we appreciate you. We're glad that you came aboard. Hope you felt something, learned something, and achieved in what we was talking about. Peace.